The biggest state-owned enterprise, Eskom, has been mired in controversy with serious allegations of corruption against some of its top executives running into billions of rands. Eskom is the national power utility whose activities impact on our daily lives and the economy. The allegations are that the state-owned entity has been used to channel money to the Gupta family and associates with the approval of politicians including President Jacob Zuma and the involvement of the executive management and the board. How much of a price is South Africa paying and who is involved and why are the questions Parliament tried to probe. My guest is Sikonathi Mantshantsha, the deputy editor of the Financial Mail. He's been on the Eskom story for years and he joins us to tell us more. Sikonathi, thank you very much for agreeing to talk to us.
Welcome,
and you understand the company almost back to front, particularly when it comes to these shenanigans. But the Eskom inquiry in Parliament has been a drama-filled kind of hearing this, whether coming from the side of the MPs who are involved or from those who took the witness stand. And the scale of the problems of Eskom that's been revealed so far, very shocking. What is your reaction to what you've seen over these several weeks?
Tim, this, as you've just said, I've been sitting with it for years now. And what is being said there is just confirmation now on the record of the things I have been told over the years by the players, some of whom have already appeared in Parliament and some have not. And these are the things that I've been writing in Business Day and the Financial Mail for the past 5 years. And they are just confirming them on the record under oath, making it now legal, accessible and usable information.
Now, you know, just summarize what the problem is with Eskom and why an ordinary South African should care about these hearings. I know for those of us in the media and people who have to talk about these things, we're paying closer attention to it. But somebody may wonder, why should I really care about what's going on with this?
In short, Tim, Eskom not only is the only provider of electricity to everyone in this country, but it is also owned by everyone in this country, by the people of South Africa. What it does should be for the benefit of ordinary people, yourself and I, in South Africa. And now, in short, it is being stolen. The company is just being looted, stolen to bankruptcy. It's being carted away in briefcases all the way to Dubai, as we have seen. That is the long and short of it. It is being stolen with the help of the politicians, that are put on the board to work at Eskom, but they are actually not working for Eskom or for the people of South Africa. They are working for that group of looters, the thieves, and that have been mentioned day in and day out in Parliament, including those in the government.
Are you able to estimate the corruption, the level of corruption or the damage that's been caused to Eskom?
There's no way you can put a monetary value on it, because here's how it starts. When you steal monies from Eskom, you're not only stealing what is already there, but you are stealing the profits that should have been made, but you are also stealing the taxes, because each time a money is being stolen from Eskom, you and I, the people of South Africa, get asked to pay more for electricity. The same electricity, you get paid, you get to pay a whole lot more. Like they're asking for an increase of 20% now, but we only get increases in our jobs of 5%, those that are lucky enough to have jobs. You are stealing what could have been done. The money could be used better to build schools, to build houses, to build roads, clinics, but that money is now being diverted to Eskom. But let's talk about rands and cents. 350 billion rand, the government has said, Eskom go borrow money overseas, we will guarantee to pay 350 billion rands as the government in the event that you get into trouble. Now that's not government, that's you and I. Eskom, in addition to that, has borrowed another 121 billion rands. So it owes the world 471 billion rand in outstanding debt, and that is money that is due to be paid by yourself and I, by the ordinary people sitting at home. And all of that has been stolen. Of course, Pravin Gordhan has given us an estimate of 100 billion rand that has been stolen from South Africa every year for the past 5 years. Those are just serious numbers. Let's break 100 billion rand into something you can understand, people at home can understand. For 100 billion rand, you can build 100,000 houses that cost 100,000 rands each. I'm talking about not the cheapest RDP houses. I'm talking about the proper ones, plastered properly, and they've got tiles on the roof, ceramic tiles, not Amazonk.
So that's the extent of what we're talking about. But let's talk about what the parliament itself is trying to probe, right, and the questions they've been asking. And interestingly, it is Parliament now that has come into play following a report compiled by the former public protector, Thuli Madonsela, which required the president to act by instituting a judicial commission of inquiry. It appears that's not an urgent matter on the part of the president, and it was left to Parliament to probe now in the way that they are doing. And so go ahead.
And it is quite clear why the president is not interested in instituting that commission of inquiry. He has now, under oath, been implicated in Parliament by the chairman, the former chairman of Eskom, and said, that man, the president, Jacob Zuma, is the one who asked me to do this. He instructed me to do this. Now, Thuli Madonsela, when she says the president must investigate what is wrong with Eskom, she actually was saying the president must investigate himself, and that is not going to happen. It's a crime what happened there, and it's treason. To undermine the state. Eskom is the key institution of the state. Now Zola Tsotsi came in, and now he's been backed by the current chairman of Eskom to say, yes, it was the president that asked us to undermine Eskom, which is the definition of treason. The head of state himself is being accused of undermining the state. That is the problem. Parliament then has decided to not wait for the inquiry. They are doing the commission of inquiry, except they are not calling it that. They are doing exactly what Thuli Madonsela said. They must investigate what is wrong with Eskom, who is stealing Eskom, because they're not only stealing the money, they're stealing the whole country.
Right.
If Eskom collapses, there's no South Africa.
Well, let's support what you're saying with the facts now and the evidence that's emerging at the Eskom inquiry. Just highlight some of the facts that have been
Zola Tsotsi, who was chairman at that time, says he was summoned by Dudu Myeni, who was chairman of South African Airways, to the official residence of the president in Durban. Now the president is Jacob Zuma, and Dudu Myeni works for South African Airways at the time. She summons Zola Tsotsi to the president's house and say, come here. The president wants you to fire all those 4 people. They've done absolutely nothing wrong, but we just want them out of the way. And Zola Tsotsi did exactly that. And these are the people. Sitiso Matuna, who was chief executive, he had just been 3 months on the job at that time. Sitiso Matuna, Tsholofelo Molefe, she was the finance director, and Den Marukane, he was the group executive for building the new power stations, and they just added for good measure Machela Koko. Then Susan Daniels came in and implicated Machela Koko and said he was part of the conspiracy. Machela Koko invited me to Melrose Arch, where we met Salim Essa, who works for the Guptas, and Machela and Salim asked me, how do I go about suspending people? Susan Daniels was the top lawyer at Eskom who knows how to do these things. So Salim Essa, according to Susan Daniels, and she was speaking under oath in Parliament, as was Zola Tsotsi. They said Machela Koko was part of this plan, and he was suspended along with those people, but he's the only person that came back to work at Eskom. He's been suspended for other things now.
Now, when you look at all the people that appeared before the inquiry, right, the kind of information that you think members of the public should pay particular attention to? I mean, they are in recess now, they are adjourned and will continue in the new year. Which pieces of information and which testimonies should we pay closer attention to?
You should pay attention to all of them. The people that have spoken, particularly Zola Tsotsi, has said it's the president that asked me to destabilize Eskom. And since then, the country has been going down the tubes. Now let's remember, Lynn Brown was the minister, was also accused of inviting the Guptas and the chairman of Eskom and deciding with Salim Essa again, who does not work for the government, who does not work for Eskom. He's just someone that facilitates deals for the people that are accused of stealing money. So these are the people, what is being said there, that's exactly what you should be paying attention to. How Eskom's money is being stolen, how you, the people of South Africa, are being robbed blind because they are basically taking money from you and giving it to the Gupta family. And the people that were asked to do that say it is the president that asked us to do it. It is the Minister of Public Enterprises. I, the chairman of Eskom, have been asked by the minister, by the president, by the deputy president to take money from you and give it to these people.
The most credible and least credible witnesses that have appeared so far?
Lynn Brown walked in and denied everything, pretended she does not know a thing. Brian Molefe came in and denied everything and pretended he does not know a thing, including denying that he resigned and left Eskom. You've had then on the other side Zola Tsotsi, who was fired by the same board after he had done all the things that he said he was asked to do by the president. Then they got rid of him and dumped him, and now he comes in and he reveals all. So he's brought information to the public that, remember, the president had always been saying, I'm not involved, I know nothing about it. Now, directly implicated, the president walked in and said to Zola Tsotsi, this is what you are going to do. So these, under oath, now these are the people that you should be looking at. Susan Daniels. Now, you don't mess up with the lawyer that has been covering all these things for you. Susan Daniels is the lawyer that's been doing it for Eskom, helping them do this, and now the tables have turned. These are the people you should be paying attention to, and what they say matters a great deal.
And the Gupta family at the center of it all still? The
Gupta family is still to be invited to Parliament to testify. One more important person, two important people that are going to appear in Parliament, Machela Gogo, who is the interim, was the interim chief executive of Eskom, who was very thick in that conspiracy, if Susan Daniels is to be believed. Anuj Singh, he was the finance director, the finance minister at Eskom, dishing out monies, taking R1 billion, 1.6 billion from you and I to give it to the Guptas. He will appear in Parliament in January. Yep. Those are the key people, and what they say matters a lot. What Parliament does about it now is really, hopefully, what is going to fix Eskom.
Sikonathi Mantshantsha, thank you very much for talking to us and explaining a relatively complex story and making us understand it. We appreciate it.
Welcome, sir.
Well, that's the story of the Eskom inquiry, and the hearings will continue in January. In a short while, I will be talking to Me Toko Mkwanazi Kaluva about initiation schools and Uktwala.